There's a brand new open source AI model from China, and it's a game changer. The 1 million token revolution is here. Miniax just released M1, a massive open weight AI model with a 1 million token context window. And there's no paywall, no API limit, just raw capability free to use. Let's break down why M1 is the most disruptive open source LLM ever built yet. And my viewers know that changes every week now. So what are the core capabilities? 1 million token input, 80,000 token output. It can remember an entire book series. It outperforms most open models and even challenges multi-million-dollar frontier models. So let's compare it to some of the existing models. GPT-4o has 128,000 context, and this has 1 million. Claude Opus has 200,000 versus 1 million. Gemini 2.5 Pro matches the 1 million tokens in, but has lower tokens output. And DeepSeek R1 is just 128,000 in and out. So what's the conclusion of what I just said? Well, it's that M1 has unprecedented breathing room for long-form reasoning. So what are the tech innovations here? It uses mixture of experts, which is 32 submodels and 46 billion parameters active per token. It has lightning attention, so it uses linear thinking, a linear attention mechanism, replacing traditional quadratic. So what does that mean? Well, it means it generates 100,000 token answers at a quarter the computing cost of DeepSeek R1, which already was far below the frontier models. So the total training cost of M1 was just $534,000 versus $5 million to $100 million for the other models. So far deeper reasoning at far less cost. So how did they train this thing? They used 7.5 trillion tokens in pre-training. That was 70% STEM, code, and reasoning. It uses reinforcement learning. And it uses a special kind that encourages creative, wait a minute, tokens without destabilizing the training. So it can pause during the training to think and then resume. Supervised fine-tuning, baked-in chain of thought explanations. So what can this thing do? So it was trained for math on clean problems. It was also trained on logic puzzles plus 30,000 competitive programming tasks. They also used GitHub to make sure the thing really coded well. The model had to read bugs, write patches, and pass tests after patching it. And then science Q&A fine-tuned via a generative reward model. And then finally, it got instruction training using tournament-style Swiss ranking. So what are the results? This is really spectacular. On the Math 500 test, 97% correct. On the AM 2024 test, 86% correct. On the live code bench, 65% correct. And stack bench, 68% correct. So what does that mean in everyday English? Well, it means that it beats Claude Opus and OpenAI O3 reasoning models. And the agent performance at 62% beat all other open source AI models, all of them. So M1 comes with built-in tools, search, image gen, voice cloning, and structured function calling for programming. The model is fully offline compatible. It doesn't have to be online, which is ideal for companies with strict data compliance needs, meaning they don't want their data outside of their environment. So what is Miniax's bet here? And I mispronounced it before. Smarter models come from efficient computation, not just making it bigger and bigger. So this thing is small, very accurate, and much cheaper to train and use. and it can be used offline. So this is groundbreaking as a total package. So what does this mean for you and your career? Well, new models are coming out, particularly from China, every single week now. It's unbelievable. These models are smaller, cheaper, easier to train, easier to use. And like this one, many of them are open source. So what does that mean? Well, it means in terms of career that we're getting closer and closer and closer to having personal AI models, much closer, month over month. Why does that matter? Well, it matters because it makes AI models more broadly accessible. You don't have to pay to use this one and others, but you don't sacrifice anything in terms of reliability, and it's much more efficient. So how could you use this? Well, you can use it for coding, obviously. You can use it to solve math issues. Say you're an engineer or an architect or anyone who uses math all the time. You can have your own custom-built AI model to solve all your math equations for you at lightning speed, I might add, and very cost efficient. So this isn't a mass market model yet, right? Because it's really focused on math, coding, science, engineering, stuff like that. But those models are coming. The general AI model that will work for people to use who aren't in technical fields, and I'm talking about a free model. Obviously, you can pay for Gemini or O3, but we're talking free and open source. So you can customize the model. To a lot of people, that may not matter, but to anyone who has a unique business, it matters a lot. So smaller, more efficient, more customizable AI models are coming very, very quickly now, and they're getting better and better and better. And indeed, M1 hit several of the benchmarks of the big models. This will continue, especially out of China. But one thing is for sure, this activity out of China is dramatically accelerating the pace of AI development further. The time span between model releases from American companies is much longer. This is much quicker, more iterative, more entrepreneurial, and not concentrated solely in big tech. So I personally believe the day is not far away now where all of us will have our own custom AI model that we use instead of using maybe one of the big three. Very interesting developments coming out of China. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please support us on Patreon. We need your financial support to continue to grow the channel. $1 or $2 a month from you makes a big difference for us with minimal impact for most people, so please support us. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.